Hey yo, welcome back everybody. And today it is spooky season in PokeRogue. Well, I guess not technically, but my roommate is on her period, so close enough.
What?
It was just a joke, I'm just kidding. See? Told you.
Hey!
Today I'm going to be terrifying my rival with only Ghost-type Pokemon. And as you can tell from the length of the video, it goes really well. So quick rule is I can only use Ghost types, but I can also catch Pokemon that evolve into a Ghost type, I just can't use them until they actually gain the typing. So for my starters, I chose Ghastly, Dreepy, and Pumpkaboo. So Ghastly and Dreepy are for obvious reasons. Pumpkaboo is just because it's a Ghost type that also has pickup, and that's amazing. So now that we've got the starting lineup out of the way, I just want to take a quick moment to give a shout out to ProjectAceTV. If you haven't checked his channel out, he's making a lot of PokeRogue content. It's really good. Last time I was over there, he was close to 1,000 subscribers. So hey, let's help him out, help him bump those numbers out. And while you're doing it, you should also drop a like and a subscribe here. But anyways, I'm going to drop a link to his channel in the description, and without further ado, let's get started on the run. So going into our first rival battle, it goes exactly how you expect it to. I just bust out a Nasty Plot, or for the Quaxley, or for the Pick-a-Peck, and then just like that, bing bada boom, Ivy is Bivy. So now we're going to pick up this Mankey here for future Annihilate reasons, and then almost right after, we're going to get this nice little link cable, and go ahead and get our early game Jack-o'-lantern. So going into our second Ivy battle, Quaxwell's going to come out. We're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to Nasty Plot and go into an Aura Sphere. And then another one, right in the face. And so then we got Trumbeak out here, which is also not a problem. Just going to do another Aura Sphere. I don't think that crit mattered, but we got that there. So we're going to hit the Pinsir, and I was kind of worried, but then he goes for, you know, just a little focus energy. So next up we have Gym Leader Norman, who poses no problem for our Aura Sphere Ghastly. So we're just going to do a little Nasty Plot. We're not really doing enough damage that we want, so we're just going to do a couple more. And chances of evasiveness really doesn't matter because Aura Sphere can't miss. So Gorgas and Ghastly are both going to try to learn Scary Face, but we don't really need those because our brand new Haunter is plenty scary enough. We're going to try to learn Shadow Punch, but I'm not going to take that because it's dumb. And Primeape's going to get so angry about being left out of the fights that he dies, and now he's usable. And here we're going to grab our second linking cord, letting Haunter evolve into the original Spooky Boy Gengar. And I'm not even really sure how to make jokes about Ivy anymore at this point. Like, I mean, she really is just a joke in this run. I mean, Toucannon's gone just like that. We're going to make Shelgon gone with a nice little Shadow Ball right here. And I mean, if I remember right, it's pretty much like this the rest of the run, too. I mean, this is just kind of sad. I feel bad for her. She's really just getting tormented here. And we're just going to leave in the best gym leader intro for reasons. And then we're just going to real quick Nasty Plot. And then 1 Shadow Ball. 2 Shadow Balls. 3 Shadow Balls. 4 Shadow Balls. And we're just going to give Dreepy a moment to go and just evolve right here. And then just immediately evolve again. And get ready to start throwing babies at people. So now we're here to our real rival, Crasher Wake, who in this run is basically more like Trickle Puddle, I guess. It's really sad on his part. I mean, this is just not going swimmingly for him. However, it is going swimmingly for us. And it kind of feels good to get payback for all the times he's ruined my day in my old runs. So Ivy's back for some payback, and we're going to do exactly what you thought we would do. Just a little Nasty Plot, and then another Nasty Plot, because we ain't scared. And so we're just going to go ahead and take out the Quackwa, blah blah blah. And then after that, Dragapult's going to try to learn Last Resort, but she doesn't really need that. If you're throwing babies at people, you're already at your Last Resort. So, and we're just going to keep cleaning up the rest of Ivy's team with Shadow Balls right here. And it's just kind of getting more funny at this point. This is too easy. So we're finally going to get some more Pokemon with this Houndstone here. And then right after a Miss Magius. It took so long to find any more Ghost types. But then we do get rewarded with a nice little Mega Bracelet here, which will definitely be handy later. And then we are going to replace the old Houndstone with the new Houndstone, because the other one sucked. And here we are going to finish off our team with a Chandelure to replace the Miss Magius that I don't really care about. So you might think Marnie's going to give us some trouble, but it's just 1 Aura Sphere, 2 Aura Sphere, 3 Aura Spheres, 4 Aura Spheres, 5... Oh, ignore that part. And then 6 Spirit Breaks. Wacky Inflatable Arm Flailing Gengar. Wacky Inflatable Arm Flailing Gengar. You know, I honestly thought about just cutting out the Ivy battles, because at this point, they're not even events or like highlights. It's just an example of why you should just pick Ghost types if you want to beat PokeRogue for the first time. Like, if you're having trouble, just pick Gengar. He just carries. I mean, I have 0 retries at this point. Barely any faints. I don't remember if I've actually fainted at this. Actually, yeah, Gengar did faint, I think, once. And so even here, like Rayquaza, we're just going to almost take him out in one hit. And then we do get finally finished off. And so, you know, but Dragapult's going to come out, chuck some babies at him, and just knock Rayquaza out of there. Pinsir's not really going to put much of a fight either. He does a little bit of damage there and revives, but then he's just right out of the picture. You want to see something really scary? This random trainer has a shiny Wobbuffet. Doesn't matter, just pisses me off. Next up, we have the Elite Four. But in this run, it's more like the Elite Snore, am I right? I really gotta start getting more sleep. Yeah, anyways, we're just gonna start throwing Shadow Balls, Aura Spheres, and Lorelei really just can't do anything to us. I don't think we're even gonna get hit in this battle. It's just, I mean, Ice type, I got a Fighting type move, it's self-explanatory. And speaking of fighting types, if you thought that Bruno was gonna be any better in this game than he was in the originals, you were wrong. And I just have to take a moment, since we just saw a throw there, where does he get his clothes from? Does, like, every throw when they, like, just hatch out of the egg, do they just have the clothes? Are they, like, organic or something? Do they go and rob some kind of clothing store whenever they're first born? Do their parents give them to them? I am genuinely confused. And then, speaking of throw, what about Hitmonchan? Why does Hitmonchan have clothes? Where do those come from? Does he just evolve into them? I am so confused right now, and it doesn't make any sense. So, do you remember how annoying Agatha was back in the original games with all the confusion and the sleep and everything else that it did? Or she did? Well, she doesn't really do that here. Doesn't really get the chance to. And I'm kind of happy about it. I really hated her as a child growing up, and this just makes me feel a lot better about it. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'm not even really narrating these battles anymore because they're going by so fast, I don't have time. So, Lance at least manages to live up to his glory days, and he actually gives me a little bit of a hard time here. And by hard time, I basically just mean that he does eventually manage to knock out my Gengar, and that's just because Aerodactyl is so fast. But at the same time, he's still not really an issue for Dragapult, and I'm kind of feeling at this point that I probably could have just made this a Gengar solo run, because if I would have taken just a minimum amount of effort to try and keep Gengar alive and to play more strategically with him, I could have easily swept this entire game with just him. Like, I was really happy to get Annihilate, and I don't think I used him a single time in this entire run. So, going into this blue fight, I was actually kind of concerned because I know that he has Mewtwo, but then I remembered that I'm whacking Inflatable Arm Flame and Gengar, so I don't really care. And it kind of just goes the same way we just Shadow Ball the Alakazam. We're just gonna, I think Shadow Ball the Gyarados. We don't want to Aura Sphere that. That would just be dumb. I almost misclicked it, by the way. So Gengar's just going to keep on surviving through this. I did not expect this fight to go as easily as it did. But before you know it, it's time to say smell you later to Blue. We do catch a couple of, like, newer Pokemon, I guess, like Iron Bundle and Screamtail here, just to add to our IVs. And speaking of IVs, we come up to our last IV battle. And it's going to go basically just as well as all the other ones did. I almost just cut it out in order to save you guys the trouble of watching it. But I was really afraid that someone was going to come in here and be like, oh, you must have had a really hard time with that battle, that's why you cut it out. But I didn't. I mean, she does manage to knock out a couple things, and so that's kind of fun. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody again for watching my content and everything. I'm kind of focusing mostly on PokeRogue right now because I got to give the people what they want, and people seem to be liking it. So if you guys want me to keep playing more of this and keep making more videos and more content on this, then just make sure you keep dropping likes and comments and all that stuff, and let me know that you're enjoying it. And by the way, I also lied, and I did actually use Annihilate. So, boom, I kept up the whole lying to the audience thing, because people like that, I think. But yeah, anyways, Ivy's gonna throw her shiny Rayquaza back out here and finally Annihilate the Annihilate. And I kind of, like, I wasn't actually sure, I was kind of scared that this was gonna be my first loss. But I still managed to clean up a little bit with the Chandelure, and I think that was her last one. Yeah. So Ivy is finally Bivy, and Gengar is going to go into his final season glow up into Mega Gengar right before the easiest Eternatus battle you've ever seen. Maybe not. I don't know. You guys probably watch a lot of YouTube, so you've probably seen easier fights than this. But this goes pretty smoothly. We're just going to Shadow Ball, outspeed, and take him down, and then when he goes into his final form, we're just going to throw out our little Gourgeist here, and we're going to set up Curse and Leech Seed. And it basically just dies on its own here. I didn't really have anything that it could steal, like leftovers or anything like that, to heal itself up. So I kind of just sat back and autopiloted at this point, and we're just gonna throw out a couple attacks. I really didn't even care what I did because I knew he couldn't bite my entire party before he eventually got taken out. And so Gourgeist does finally fall here, so we lost 2 Pokemon to Eternatus, and then that's game. And so just like that, we have cleared the game with just Ghost types with very minimal effort. I mean, I was like hardly paying attention this entire run. After about halfway through, I realized it wasn't going to take any effort. So anyways, if you guys are enjoying the content, please drop a like and a comment down below. Please subscribe if you want to keep track of my upcoming videos. And if you guys want me to do more of these monotype runs, give me some suggestions for types to do. I don't really know what to do next. The ghost type I kind of just did randomly and then realized it was going well, so I decided to make a video on it. But anyways, make sure you praise the like and sub, and I will catch you guys next time.